Buying a helmet can be a bit of a minefield if you don't know what you're looking for, and there are a few things you want to pay special attention to, so here are the main things you want to look at when buying a helmet. First is the style. There's a few different styles of helmet. For road use, you're looking at a full face, a flip up, or an open face helmet. For starters, I'd never go with an open face helmet. If you come off the bike, there's nothing to protect your teeth, jaw, just your face in general. I have no idea why anyone would choose to wear one other than style, but these are best avoided. Flip-up helmets allow you to switch between full face and open face configuration by flipping up the lower part of the helmet above your head. Personally, I would avoid a flip-up helmet since there's a risk of the bottom half of the helmet flipping up in the event of a crash, or you crashing with the helmet in the open position. These are best if you're doing deliveries and you want to be able to flip the helmet up and talk to customers and things like that. Otherwise, the hinge is just an extra risk and an extra point of failure that you don't really need on a helmet. That leaves full-face helmets, which are the best and safest option. They protect your entire head and face, as a good helmet should do. The next thing to look at is the brand. There are many reputable brands such as HJC, AGV, Bell and Scorpion. Avoid getting a cheap helmet from eBay or something like that, and stay away from unbranded helmets. Each brand's helmet will be a slightly different shape, so you might find that one brand fits your head really well while another doesn't. The best thing to do is to go to a bike gear shop and try on as many helmets as you can, or order a few from a place with a good returns policy like Sport Bike Shop. On the same note, don't blindly buy a helmet just because you've heard of the brand. Some expensive helmets are not that protective, which brings us on to safety. Google Sharp helmet ratings. Sharp are an independent body who test helmets and they give them a score out of 5 stars. If you go on their website, you'll be able to see all of the helmets that they've rated. Their testing also highlights weak parts of the helmet, so your helmet might protect really well against impacts to the front, but they might do almost nothing against impacts from the side, for example. Generally, try and get a 4 or a 5-star rated helmet. Sharp also tests flip-up helmets and they rate them based on how many times the hinge failed, so if you're looking for a flip-up design, this is something you want to look at extra closely. If you can't find your particular helmet on there, try and look at other helmets from the same brand and see how they hold up, but the best option is to go for a Sharp rated one. Not every helmet is Sharp rated, so you won't find them all on there. From what I can see, the HJC C70 is one of the cheapest 5-star helmets you can buy, and that's what I have. The downside is it's quite a heavy helmet, but it has quite a few features and extras that you should look out for. In terms of extras, one feature I can't live without is an internal sun visor. You can drop these down when you're being dazzled by the sun, and flip them back up once the sun has passed, or at night time. Different helmets will have different mechanisms for toggling the sun visor, such as sliding something or pressing a button on the side. If your helmet doesn't have this, you might have to carry around 2 different visors, since you're not allowed to ride at night with a tinted visor. If you're out and it gets dark, you'll have to swap back to your clear one. For me, a drop-down sun visor is worth it just to eliminate this hassle. It's also worth noting that there's a bunch of different types of visors, such as coloured visors or mirrored visors. These aren't all road legal, so check before you use them. If you wear glasses, some helmets will have channels in the side to allow the arms of your glasses to sit more comfortably. The best thing to do is to try some on and see how your glasses fit with them. In terms of weight, you don't need to get a super lightweight helmet. I find that even though mine is quite heavy, it doesn't hurt my neck while I'm riding. It does put strain on my neck though once I'm off the bike and I'm trying to talk to friends and things like that. Lighter helmets are usually a bit more comfortable to wear, but they tend to be a bit more expensive. So don't worry if you can't get a super lightweight one, a heavy one doesn't hurt too much while you're riding. Removable padding is pretty common in a helmet, and this really helps for cleaning since you can just take the pads out and clean them. A pinlock visor is another thing to look at. These sit inside your visor and create an air gap, and this stops your visor from fogging up when you've stopped at traffic lights and things like that. Fogged up visors get pretty annoying pretty quickly, and this is the best way to prevent it. They cost around £30, some more upmarket helmets come with them included. It's hands down one of the best things I've invested in, so check if you can get a pinlock for your helmet before you buy it. Just search the name of your helmet and then pinlock and see how many come up. You do have to get one that's specific to the helmet, you can't just buy a generic pinlock. When you first wear the helmet, it should fit quite tight. You should be able to feel the helmet all around your head, and your cheeks should look squashed or pushed up. The first few times you wear the helmet, it might give you a headache, but once it's broken in, it will fit great. If you get one that already fits perfectly when you buy it new, by the time it's broken in, the padding's going to be squashed and it's going to be too loose. If you hold the helmet still or get somebody else to hold it still while you're wearing it and move your head from side to side, you shouldn't be able to move your head inside the helmet. The whole helmet should want to move. If you can move your head from side to side while the helmet stays still, it's too big for you. Most manufacturers will provide a size guide so you can measure your head and buy the right size, but as always, the best thing to do is to go to a shop and try them on before you buy them. In terms of price, a good helmet is probably going to cost you at least £100, but they can go all the way up to several £100, even close to £1,000. As a general rule, budget about £100 to £300 for your first helmet. I spent £100 on mine. You never want to buy a second-hand helmet or borrow a friend's helmet, since you have no idea how it's been treated. Even if you're trying to save money, there's plenty of good, cheap helmets that you can buy on the market without you having to resort to buying a second-hand one. More expensive doesn't always mean better though, so check the Sharp site for the safety rating. Usually with more expensive ones you'll get things like lighter materials and things like that. You should replace your helmet if it's ever dropped from waist height or above. They're only designed to take one impact, so once it's been dropped, it can't be worn on the road again. It's best not to take the risk. Look after your helmet because dropping it or knocking it off of a table or something can be quite an expensive mistake. Even if your helmet doesn't get damaged, you should replace it every 5 to 7 years, since the padding will start to break down and it won't be as protective as it was when you bought it new. That's everything you really need to know when you're buying a helmet. The best thing, as I've said several times, is to go to a shop that has a few available, try a whole bunch on, and either order this one you like online or buy it from the shop, whichever's better. But without trying them on, it's kind of difficult to know which one you're going to like or which one's going to fit you. It also allows you to look at a few different designs and styles, get one that you actually like the look of as well, so you're more likely to wear it. But hopefully that gives you some idea of the features that come with a helmet, the different types of helmet, and how much roughly you should spend on one. Let me know if this video was useful, safe riding, and I'll see you guys in the next one.